Hello and welcome to another episode of the KSPNtv Sports Center. My name is Liborio Godino, and I will be the host of this week's show. As unfortunately Rico Arce was not able to make it. I am not alone here though, as I have Josh Mechanic, one of the Conejo Oaks announcers here. Josh, how are you doing?
Good, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so before we get to him, let's get on to the games that they had last week. And if I do recall, they had on the 12th, they actually had the All-Star game. Do you want to give it any information on that, Josh?
Yeah, so in the CCL showcase game, the South, which is the division that the Oaks playing, they were trailing for a majority of that game, but came back to win it late. But the highlight of that day was the home run derby, which was won by none other than Brendan Durfee, the catcher for the Conejo Oaks. So that was awesome to see Durfee win the home run derby. And then the other Oaks that appeared in the game, Mac Moyer, Cole Fisher, and Blake Riley, all had a certain contribution to the game, and it was a fun watch for sure.
Yeah. And then after that, on the 13th, they actually played the Orange County Riptide and they won 7-5. They played them once again and they won them 8-4. And then they played the Royal Seco Saints and in the game which they lost 15-3, but they got revenge on them and they won 6-2. So they got a good number of wins this week. How important was that, Josh, for the playoff race?
Yeah, it's very big for the playoff race, but more importantly, it was bigger for just the confidence of the team. We've seen them in the past blow some leads and then falter and not come back. But this past week, Thursday and Friday, they blew some late inning leads, but then they showed a lot of fight and came back to win those games. So just building off that momentum should be big going down the stretch for the playoff run.
Yeah, that's so there were those are some key games, especially as we are going to see what the games that are coming up next. Or actually, I believe we're going to see the standings first. So we'll see how these games are affected. Yeah, we see here Santa Barbara Foresters are in first place with an 18-7 record. Then we have the Orange County Riptide, which are actually 16-10. Then the Royal Seco Saints with a 14-12 record. The San Luis Obispo Blues are 11-12 record, and the Conejo Oaks are 12-14, and the Academy Barons are in last place with a 4-20 record. And we're going to see the California Collegiate League North Division right now. And we have once again the Harrodsburg Prune Packers with a 22-3 record, 10-game win streak. We also have the Walnut Creek Crawdads with a 17-6 record. Then we have the Lincoln Potters in third place with an 11-12 record. The Sonoma Stompers with a 10-15 record, and the Solano Mudcats with a 4-21 record. So as we're going to see in the South Division, that we see that the Academy Barons are in last place, and whereas we're gonna see right now in the schedule, the Conejo Oaks are actually gonna play them 4 times this week. So that's definitely gonna be a key games. And then they also have the Philippine. They're actually gonna play the Philippines national team. I don't know if you have a little bit more insight on that game, Josh.
Yeah, so that Philippines national game, it'll be interesting because obviously it's a non-league game. And I know I don't want to give away too much, but I know that the Oaks have some fun stuff in the works that day. There's actually going to be interns batting practice before the game too. But it's also interesting because it's the Philippines national team, but there aren't too many people that are directly from the Philippines. It's a lot of local guys that have just, some family connections. But that game was always fun. Last year we played them as well, and it's cool to see that matchup.
Yeah, no question. So if you can and want to make it to that game, you guys go into it's at that Cal Lutheran, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So if you guys want to go in on that Sunday and watch a game, that's a perfect place to be at. So I hope this wraps up the weekly episode of the KSPN TV Sports Center. We hope you enjoyed it. My name is Liborio Godino. We had Josh Mechanic, and we are out.